Hey y'all, it's Melissa at Messy Missy Creates. I am gonna attempt to work in my journal today and see how far we get. I may skip around a little bit. I have tons of pictures printed and things. I have all kinds of things, everything from a funeral to a birthday to family members and all that good stuff. So I was unsure if I could do Father's Day on camera. I'm gonna at least kind of put it together and see. I mean, I kind of know. I sat in here and kind of played with it a little bit, and I kind of have an idea as to what I want to do, and I am at least going to attempt to do it. I'm not sure if I will get, you know, all the way through it or not, but if not, if it gets to be too much, I'll flip over. We have birthday and family and all kinds of stuff towards the end of, this is probably the furthest I've been behind. Today is July 1st, and I'm working in the 15th of June. So, that's just what kind of a month it's been. And so, I was deciding whether to keep this flap or not. I almost just decided to not and then just put his picture here and let that be that. But I have the thing from his service. Actually, this goes on a different day. Okay, so that doesn't even go on that day. That goes on another day. But I'm going to read it to you anyway. It says the angler's prayer, because he loved to fish. So it said, God grant me that I may live to fish until my dying day, and when it comes to my last cast, then I most humbly pray, when in the Lord's safe landing net I'm peacefully asleep, that in his mercy I be judged as big enough to keep. Okay, so if you fish at all, you know a keeper, you know, is one that's big enough that you can keep. So it's the angler's prayer. And anyway, so, but that actually would go on the 19th, not on this day. So that changes, because I was going to make this a pocket. This will be my Happy Mail piece for today. Can't remember if this particular, today's prayer came from, I can't remember if this one came from Hope or from Allison, but it came from one of you. Or it could have come from Robin too. I pulled it out because I knew that I wanted to use this one for today. And so I did. I probably will tip this in somewhere. It matches this. I'm thinking that I'm going to use one of these. Now this is Happy Mail from Allison. They're little tickets. It says a memory to keep. I don't know if I want it on this day or on a different day, so I'm going to set it to the side right here. I had told you on this day that we had taken him to the hospice residence, and the lady had told us that he was not imminent, meaning that he was not going to pass in the next. They say that if you're not going to, they're not anticipating you to pass in the next hours to days, several days, I don't know, anyway, whatever. So we went home, we got some stuff done, we rested, they told us to rest up because they'd probably be sending him home Monday. And then when we got here this day, the nurse met us in the hallway, and she had a very different, it was a different nurse, and she had a different tune, and he was not doing well at all. And so I'm debating on inking this background, seeing how this side is so colorful. I'm thinking I would use this orange. So let me go ahead and do that. I think that'd be a good place to start. And then I still don't know if I need this flip or not. I can forward it to this day, although I sure do like the way that falls on that. I don't know. all these pictures that I keep thinking I'm going to use on this day, that's not the day. It's the funeral day that, but let me go ahead and ink this. I need to put a piece of wax paper behind here so I don't ink my other pages too. So, yeah, so let's start with some ink and make it colorful. And yeah, I probably shouldn't have colored over that. That look made that blue look brown. But I just wanted to get a little bit of color on here. And maybe a little bit closer to that washi. Probably will put some different washi down the middle there. I just have that black houndstooth. So I'm going to let that dry. I have this picture of him, and technically it would go on a different day, but I'm going to put that there. I did like the way that the 15th and Sunday fit here, and I did like how this is Happy Father's Day, which, as I said before, Father's Day is already hard enough for me. And then this was the day that he ended up passing away. And so, you know, now that's going to be a day that's hard for my husband, as well as, you know, another reason for it to be hard. But I like, one of you wrote to me, and I cannot remember who it was, that said he got to go home to his Heavenly Father on Father's Day. That we were spending Father's Day with him, and then he was spending Father's Day with his Heavenly Father. And I thought that was beautiful, and that I just want, if you're the one that said it, I have to go back and look. And I cannot remember who said it, but I think it was in the Facebook group maybe. And I just want you to know how much I appreciated that, because that gave us a lot of comfort. I had told my mother-in-law and my husband what you had said, and that really resonated with us. And I don't need that back there anymore. And that will dry before long. So I like the way that this looks with this. We did not do anything else this day. We went, we just went to, because we went to grab breakfast, because we kind of were just, I don't want to say taking our time getting up there, but they made it sound like the day before that there was nothing to be in a rush about. And so we picked up breakfast for his mom, and we went and picked up his mom, and we were planning on staying the day there, and or let her stay. We were going to visit for a while because it was Father's Day, and then we were going to let her stay as long as she wanted and come home and do some things and whatever. But I'm debating on if I want that washi there. I don't know. It's colorful enough. And yeah, so I'm stalling while this is drying. I should have done that ahead of time. I'm sorry. Because I think I'm going to tip this in here. And then, actually I might tip it this way. It says, "Let us fall into the hands of the Lord, for his mercy is great." And I thought that this was perfect. He knew where he was going. His only request is that he got to go from his recliner straight to heaven. And we couldn't make that happen for him. And I do feel bad about that, but we tried. He only spent one night in this facility before he passed. And, you know, it made me sad that we couldn't give him that one wish, but it was harder than we thought to have him there at home. I spent the next couple of days gathering lots of pictures. I think I've already shown you this one. He had a silly face. They were married 62 years. This was my mother and father-in-law. I thought about putting this on. I think I'm going to go ahead and glue this down because I like it. I don't want to make this a pocket because I don't want to lose that, because I think it's gorgeous. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and glue that down because I like the way that that looks on against that particular piece of paper. So if you like it, just do it, right? This page is hard enough to do. And so let's not make it any more difficult. And I'd like to get a couple of pages done if at all possible, seeing how I'm so far behind. I do have a book planned to use that I plan to use. I almost used, or for July. I didn't finish that sentence. I had almost used it last July. And the only problem with it, I love it because the cover is red and blue, red, white, and blue. It's one of the smaller Reader's Digest. So I'm hesitant to use a smaller journal because I like things big. But I don't know. I'm not sure. Okay, now I can flip that over and not have, you know, I mean, I could put this picture here, but I don't want to cover that up. I think I'm just going to put this here, and yeah, I might cut that down a little bit more. This actually was a picture of him taken at my mother's funeral 10 years ago. But when my husband and the brother and mother-in-law met at the funeral home 2 days after this, they needed a headshot, and I had all the pictures. I had everybody sending me pictures. I think I'm going to put this, I don't know whether I would rather have this over here and this on this side. Maybe I would just rather have this right here. I mean, I could make this a pocket and do that. Put him on a tag. I don't think I need to do that though. I like the tip-in idea. But this would just have to be glued right here, and then I could journal a little bit right here. Yeah, I'm thinking I like it. I like that. Okay, so when it's still a little damp. So that means this would go over here. So we spent the day, we got up there that morning, and the nurse met us in the hallway. And she said that, you know, he had had a really rough night and had taken a turn for the worse. And he was not conscious, really. He was slightly conscious when we got there. Enough that he would let me take, you know, those little sponge swabs that they use on your mouth. And I could put that there. That's from Happy Meal. He called them popsicles. And so he would let me, you know, swab his mouth with the popsicle. And they had given us some like minty stuff that tasted good, and so he let me do that one time. So he was coherent enough to let me do that once. And then I'm looking, I really don't know what I'm looking for, y'all. I'm piddling. Just that I was fumbling through my Happy Meal pile. I think that's really all that I have. We spent the night, we spent the day up there, and my sister came up because she's been through this before. I thought I had printed out, oh, I know what I was going to put on here. I have some quotes, and I thought I had printed out like a minister praying, but for some reason it's not in my list of, or my thing of pictures. So, oh wait, nope, not there either. Okay. And then we got the cutie patootie, and my husband's birthday. Look at that cake, y'all. Isn't that pretty? It has a little man fishing from a boat catching a bass, and she was trying a lemon for the first time. And then I got my chickens some harnesses so I could walk them. And I caught this cute little outfit for my great niece, my great niece. Isn't that precious? I was gonna say I don't want to get orange ink on it, but it's orange already. Anyway, it's super cute. I went to a thrift store yesterday and found that. It was the first thing of clothing I bought that baby, so I figure I'm allowed to. This quote says, "Why does it take a minute to say hello and forever to say goodbye?" And we were with him all day, and he just progressively got worse. And then at 8:50 that night, he passed away. And his brother had left the day before to go back to where he lives, which is 6 hours away. And so we called him back that morning and told him he needed to get back there. And he got back there about 15 minutes before he passed away. So I was glad that he got to, I mean, not that he knew, you know, he was not coherent or conscious at that point, but I still think they know and they can hear you. We were talking about that in the room. This says, "Grief is the last act of love we have to give to those we loved. Where there's deep grief, there was great love." And then this says, "A piece of my heart is now a star in the sky." I know I'm going to use these two. I don't know if I'm going to use that one or not, but I figured that was I don't know. Maybe the rainbow's not going to make it, because it's big, and I do want this. I want a little bit of journaling space, so I want to put, I can put this here. Oh man, I got cute little notepads at the thrift store yesterday, but I don't know if maybe I do have them in here. I do. Let me see if I have one that matches. I got another book that just has a navy blue cover on it, so that if I decide not to use the other one, see, I could use this. The thrift store had a bunch of these. They were, I think, like 59 cents or something like that. So they were cute. That matches. So I can put this here, or I can put a post-it note. Do I want over here? I'm still kind of, it's cool. It's pretty dry. So I've got this here. I'm gonna leave this here, and then I could put just one of my big notepads right there, but I could put this here and actually glue it down. It's got the orange in the background, or, you know, in the border. So yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I'm not in love with it, but I don't want to do this on this side, I don't think. I mean, I could, and I can trim that down. I knew I was going to struggle with this page, so it is what it is. I could do this right here. That would fit better. And then have this one over here with him. And then this was more, kind of went along the lines, we were sitting by his bedside saying goodbye to him, basically. And then, I mean, I could do that. And then this back over here. I tell you what I could do. I could cut the border off of it and then cut it down. And that might help me make my mind up because I don't have to have a border on it. Oh, what I was saying about the picture is when my husband, when they went to go do the funeral arrangements, my husband texted me and he asked me if I had a good headshot of him, and I didn't. And so this was actually a picture of him and her, and well, here's the one of him and her, but I cropped out my daughter and then my husband and I. We were all standing together, so I had this picture of the both of them. And so I already had that one cropped, so I said, let me blow up the face and see how that looks. And I thought that was a really good picture of him. So I think I want, yeah, see, that fits better. And this fits here. So I like that better. I might do a little border around that, maybe with ink. I don't know. I feel like I need some washi or something down this side. I'm going to have a little bit of washi here. So maybe that'll be enough washi. Bear with me. I'm struggling with this page. I have this kind of tangerine rainbows. I have this blue with rainbows. I have this tangerine one with rainbows. I have a teal one. Maybe that one would look better. You all know what I have. I have this tie-dye. I don't want the tie-dye, I don't think. I think I want the rainbows. And, yeah, I don't think I'm going to dig any further than that. Oops, I almost dumped it. That was almost bad. So, teal might get a little lost. Let's see. The orange might look a little bit better. I don't know, because it blends in with the page. So, might do the teal rainbows. And then I can do I can do this one here, or something like that. This blue is not really in. It's good enough. It's good enough. Just do it. It's good enough. You know, on days like this, you know, there's days that, I don't know if y'all experience this too, but there's days that have such sentimental value or meaning to them that we feel like we hold them to a higher standard, like they have to be perfect. I used to feel that way about like doing birthdays and things like that. And I have gotten better about it with birthdays. This is the, well, I was going to say this is the first death I've had to document. I don't know that that's entirely true. The first one that was a family member, let's say that, since I've been journaling. So definitely hard to journal the hard days. But, so I appreciate your patience with my wishy-washiness. And I almost just did this one on my own, and I'm like, I was talking to myself, and I said, self, you can turn on the camera and have some company. And if you don't want it, then you don't have to post it. So, right? So if you see this, you know that my little talk with myself ended up in me posting it. Now I might flip this one up. I'm just going to erase that 15 off the back of it. I don't think I'd write on the back, and I don't think it's cut straight. But we're not going to fuss too much. I just noticed it. Oh, I think it's the top that's not straight. Duh. Because I was thinking if I tipped this in, I could write here if I wanted to. So I'm going to glue him in. Although I feel like I need some, like a matte background because I cut off the border. but maybe not. What do you think? Maybe let me switch sides where this is more colorful. And I think, does that look okay? I mean, we watched him take his last breath. That was very hard. My husband and his brother had just walked down to the family room to get coffee. And because, like I said, his brother had just come in and said hello and everything. And then they walked down to get him some coffee because he had been driving for 6 hours. He hadn't even been home 24 hours. He had been home like 12 hours and then had to run and come back. And yeah, I think I'm just going to glue it down. If I have to do some inking around it, I will. But I need to get this. I was not sure how long this page would take me to do. But it's proving to take a long time. So, oh, I had an eye appointment today. If you're in my Facebook group, you know that already. I had an eye appointment, and I guess I might as well use the same washi. I don't know. What do you think? I was going to make a video this morning before my appointment, and I didn't get a chance to. My appointment was, pretty early this morning. I'm going to use the tangerine on this one so it doesn't stand out as much. Then I'm sitting in the, it's like a 2-hour testing. I really was there like 2.5 hours. They were crowded, so it was a little while before I got called back. They called me back to do one test, and then they sit you in another waiting room and call you in to see the doctor and everything. Well, I was seeing the PA. I have to have my eyes checked yearly, and now every 6 months, because of a medication that I'm on, can make me lose my eyesight, and we don't want that if they don't catch it fast enough. So, okay, I like how that blends in. And so that's done. Like I said, I can take my Posca marker or a black pen or something like that, and if I feel like I need to when I'm journaling, then, so I have Father's Day, I have this, and then I have this. And I think I'm going to put it down here instead of up in the air. And I think that's cut down sufficiently. I'm going to glue this in. I could put a series of these, or maybe even this one if I want it to write a little bit right there, but I don't think there's anything else that needs to go on this day. I was thinking that this would go on this day, but that's the day of the funeral. So I am going to glue this down, and I'm not going to stick it all the way down so that I can stick that one underneath it. But for me, it's easier to place so I'm going to put this right here, and I'm going to stick it down on the bottom, and I'm not going to stick it all the way to the top, or push it. I'm not going to push it down, is what I'm trying to say, so that I can get this one underneath it and overlap them. I got glue on my paper here. Okay. So I wanted this kind of like this. So we knew it was getting to the end. I was trying to find the nurse, and my sister and my mother-in-law were there, and anyway, I couldn't find the nurse. He was struggling a little bit, and I was gonna see if she could give him some more medication so that he wasn't suffering, and I couldn't find the nurse. And so I anyway, he passed. And so I went down and found my husband and brother-in-law in the room and told them to come down. And they let us stay as long as we wanted, and we said our goodbyes, and we didn't hover too long. And then we took her home, and luckily, I mean, not luckily, it was planned that way, but his brother was there to stay with her. We stayed there for a long time. We just kind of looking through old pictures and talking about memories and things like that. So we did that evening, you know. So I think I'll just write about that. I don't have anything to depict that, like in pictures or anything like that. So, you know what, I might put this one here. I love this picture. I think I love it so much because I remember that day, and he was not somebody that joked around a lot. And so when he was being so silly, it just really, I mean, I could even put this one on here somewhere. But when he was being so silly, it was so out of character for him. And it just made it that much more special because he didn't do it all the time, you know. And that may be where I use the memory to keep. Because I also have a picture of him being silly with my husband. But my husband was like, please don't use that picture. We were getting pictures ready to go to do the little video at the service. And there's one of him and my husband being silly. And my husband, it was before he lost a lot of weight. And so he's like, please don't use that picture. I said, okay, I won't. But, anyway, so this might be where I put that. And that would fill that page. And that is a memory to keep. So I like that. I think that worked out perfectly. And let me find my art glitter glue though, because it is definitely, it's thicker. So I don't want to just use glue stick. Art glitter glue isn't wanting to play. It's not been used in a few days, so there. I like that. That's perfect. So, because we were talking about memories, we were talking about different things, and so I think that worked out perfectly. And then I will find somewhere I have well, I could put I had one more of these. I could just put it back here. I mean, I can put it over that if I want to. I might put that there. It's not a big deal. Because I can write under that. Let me find my notepads. I have my house. My house is clean right now. My craft room is not. So I can't say my house. Okay, that's not going to match. This is not appropriate. It matches, but I don't think it's appropriate for the day. Here's the plan. I have the ones that say, where is my whole basket of them? Right here, as a matter of fact. I have some that I just got. Okay, Never Stop Growing. I don't want that one. That one would be okay. Okay, I'm looking at it from the wrong end. I have, oh, these I haven't used yet. There might have been something in there that was good. There's Be Happy. I don't think I want that this week. This would match perfectly. But I'm wondering if I could cover up this week. Well, maybe that's not that inappropriate. Laugh, smile today. No, no, no. Pink flowers. I could let you look. Make it count. Today is a great day. No. I could do somebody's dream sing. They're not as big as, I mean, this one wouldn't look horrible. You know what? I also have just some white ones. That one's not horrible. It's not great, but it's not horrible. That one actually matches the best. I do have some plain white ones that I've gotten in Happy Mail. And that seems to be the name of the game. June is still Happy Mail, so I'm still doing June. She's posted, Allison has posted the, those are too wide. The day in review, I don't really want to do that. I don't want one that says yay. Let me let you dig with me. Oh, I want to show you this. These are some numbers that I did for July, and with all the hecticness over this past month, I have not posted them to my Etsy shop yet. But they're called Stars and Stripes because the blue ones have stars and the red ones have stripes. And then here's the days of the week. And they're a mixture of stars and stripes. There's one of each. Or, you know, like blue stripes, red stars, blue stars for each day. I'm hoping to get them in my Etsy store tonight before this airs. So I wanted to show you those. And then I was going to let you peek in here with me. And just see if I can find something. Not that one. I could just do all kinds of paper. No, it wasn't down that far, I don't think. I don't want anything that says goals or anything like that. I think I'll just go with the here's the plan. Because we honestly, from that point on, there really was, it was kind of like, here's the plan. What do we do now? This is what we do, and this matches, and it kind of is appropriate. So I think I will just do that. And call this page good. That was from a previous day. That was from a previous day at the hospital. And yeah, so I feel like I have to do him justice for this journal page. And I know that it's just a journal page. I feel like, you know, you feel like when it's something special or something emotional or meaningful or whatever, that you maybe hold it to a higher standard, hold yourself to a higher standard when doing the page. I don't know if anybody else does that. You can tell me, like, this is very crooked. Let me see if I can straighten it up a little bit. Just a little. It's a little bit better. So yeah, I kind of feel like I'm, you know, I have put off doing this page for obvious reasons. One, until I was ready to do it. And then I'm going to stick this Fragile Handle with Care sticker right up here somewhere. Right in the middle of that pretty rainbow circle thingy. I don't know if I'll glue that down or not. I had intended on it going like next to the bed, but I don't have to use it. So I have some journaling area here. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and put that there, because I'm not going to use it for anything else at this point. So I can't, not I can think, I hope not. Hope I don't have to use anything else that says hospice. And that would kind of cover up that. And again, I'm not putting it on straight. Okay, as my friend pointed out in that video that she bombarded us. She, what do you call it when you photobomb? Oh, she photobombed my video. But I thought it was kind of comical. So, yeah, here we are. So that's that. I was going to do some different washi here. I want to see if I like that. Is that too colorful? Is there such a thing as too colorful? I don't know, but it's done now, and it fit perfectly. So, it's a done deal. So, that was in Happy Mail as well from Hope. And this day was our visitor's pass to the ER. And this was the, when he got to the room, they actually take a picture of you and put, let's see, it was 12:15 a.m. So, I should have put that over here, but I didn't. So, anyway, it's fine. It's just, it was just laying somewhere. So, I said I'm just going to stick it somewhere. That was probably where I was going to write. But, oh well. I'll find somewhere else to write. If I have to flip something else in to write, I will. But I think the pictures say it all. So, okay, here we go. So, that was the day. And, yeah, he meant a lot to me. And he was in my life longer than my dad was. My dad and I died when I was 19, and I've known him for 35 years. And so, anyway, that was a tough loss. And we are definitely feeling the void. And I think I'm going to stop. I'm not going to try to do another page. I think I'm going to stop, give myself a break. Let me think about what I want to do, because from here out, I've got a lot of pictures. I can't do all of them on video with you, and make a July journal and not get so far behind on July. So I'm going to have to sit in here and do some of this by myself. But I did print up. I couldn't find my, well, apparently I still can't. I had to reprint my 16 through 26 because I couldn't find those numbers. So look how loose that is. I told you I had a hard time sewing this one in. Man, that is really loose. Huh. How it are. Probably because I poked it so many times. I might have to go and retape that, which will be fine with me. But I may not use this number for this page either. I might use one of Lydia's numbers for the 16th. That would match that green ink bottle. So I'm going to stop here for now. I will show you. I was going to show you this suite. Well, this was my husband's birthday. We just had, let me see, 24, 25. Okay. Look at this. My mother-in-law came and she was holding the baby. Isn't that sweet? And this was my niece. She had an icing fight with my husband, and she looks like Braveheart. Half of her face is blue. And she rubbed it all over his shirt, which happened to be my t-shirt that he was wearing. So, anyway. So, I thought I'd end on a funny note, or a cute note, or whatever. And, yeah, I will, I'm going to keep plugging away. I might do one more June video with you. And then I'll make the July book. Tomorrow I've got to work the clinic, so I'm not going to have a whole lot of time to make a video. I was hoping to get 2 made today, but I really couldn't see when I got home, and I was really tired. And so I laid there and I watched Hallmark. Hallmark has Christmas movies on right now. And so that's what I did when I got home. And I just laid there and took a nap and watched my Hallmark movies. So anyway, I hope that, I mean, I don't want to say I hope you enjoyed this. I do hope you enjoyed watching the video. I know it was about a very, you know, grim subject, but it's part of life. And so I got it done. I've been dreading doing this page, but I think that yeah, I think that's a pretty good replica of the day, or a good tribute to him, or whatever. I mean, I have tons more pictures, but they'll be over the course of the next few days. So pictures with family, other pictures that, you know, I wish I could show you a clip from the video, but my friend did the video and it turned out really good. The one that plays during the visitation, and, you know. So anyway, I'm going to leave you now on that note, and I will see you back in the next video. Y'all have a great rest of your day. Bye.